why would you fucking start that way?
I'm
You're
so
all weak.
sorry.
You're all weak.
Yawn now.
I refuse. I will never yawn.
You guys need to fucking stop. It hurts. Okay, it hurts because I fight yawn. I have like such a strong yawn response to fucking people for no understandable reason. It physically hurts though when I try and fight it, and my jaw re.
All right.
Assholes.
Welcome to Buzzbait, your wave of something new each week. Collin, I'm going to let you take it away.
All right. Today we're going to be doing something a little different. Imagine if that's just how I talk for the entire episode.
Just
very calm and quiet into my mic. No, so today,
welcome to Buzzbait.
Meg, if you don't stop fucking yawning, I'm deducting points.
Do it.
Because today we're playing a game show. I pitched an idea a while ago where I was like, what if we made some fake facts and then brought real facts that sounded fake and we all tried to guess which one was which? Lara and Meg were like, that's a cool idea. And I was like, great. And I made 49 of them or some crazy amount. And I was like, I might have done too many. So instead, we're going to do a game show idea. We might revisit this in the future as like a fun discussion amongst each other. But today we're doing a game show because I have 49 of these ready.
So I believe it's Meg and I are going to guess.
I am going to say the fact. And then you guys are going to be given whatever a reasonable amount of time is to debate internally. You can debate externally if you want to try and throw your opponent off and just be like, no, that sounds real, because like X, Y, Z. And then I'll ask who said, like, which answer you guys are giving, and I'll track who had... Meg, I swear to fucking God. And I'll track who got however many right, and at the end of the episode, you will be given nothing but a digital picture of a trophy, and we'll move on with our lives.
I'm sorry. We're laughing because I yawned once right before the recording started.
Meg has not
and Meg has
stopped.
yawned like 100 times now.
Because I keep telling myself stop fucking yawning, and I'm trying to focus really hard on what Colin's saying to distract myself. But I keep thinking, like, don't yawn, and if you do yawn, make sure you mute your mic so you're not, like, exhaling into the mic. But then that makes me think about it, which makes me yawn. It's really bad, guys.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
What's also really bad is, like just that time right there, like, I started to yawn, and then because I laughed, like, it, like, interrupted the yawn, and I can feel in my jaw that I want to yawn again, because it got interrupted, like, the full sensation didn't hit. I don't understand what happens to me, but it's not okay.
Very interesting.
Yeah, Meg's...
Maybe there's a percentage of people that do that, and you're in that, and we gotta guess.
Well, a lot of times, like, if I need, like, a full jaw, like, if my jaw doesn't, like, feel that, like, expansion, like I said, like, because it hurts. And so, like, there's something with, like, the muscle there. So, like, if I don't fully get a yawn in, it doesn't, like, satisfy whatever trigger in my brain.
Could you, like, fake yawn? Maybe just, like, open your jaw to get that? Like,
it doesn't work. It doesn't work because it starts the yawn. If I open my mouth too wide, I'll start to yawn. I did it at the dentist,
Meg,
too. Because, like,
you're a mutant.
Fucking
your
monster.
mutant power.
Your mutant power is just yawning.
This is enjoying hiccups.
Oh my God.
I'm literally crying.
All right.
Because of this. Tears, just fucking wet.
All right, let's hop into this game show.
Yeah, let's play a game show. All right. Where is the button that pulls up? There it is. I'm gonna say them, and then I'm gonna post them in the chat so you guys can read them and verify internally how you feel. So we're gonna start what I think is a bit of an easy one, bit of a small one. Unfortunately, some of the facts that I found when I was writing this list were found from a European source, so the spelling of some words might be a little bit silly.
Like color instead of color.
Like the fact that a cloud on average weighs around 1 million tons, but it's spelled TONNES.
Mm.
So, yeah.
Is that the first?
That is the first fact.
True.
It is true.
All right, that is true. Good job. Like I said, we're gonna
Hell
start
yeah.
off.
Didn't
Gonna start
I
off
put that
easy.
in the chat that I was like, oh, maybe I didn't. Maybe it wasn't you guys that I told that to. But I heard that recently.
No, I'm
and I
pretty sure
told
it was
someone.
you,
Oh, okay.
or it was us.
Okay. Because I was like, I never thought about how much they fucking weigh. But yeah.
I remember, like, as a kid, thinking they just weighed as much as, like, cotton balls.
Yeah. Really.
Because in my head, I'm like, they look the same, thus weigh the same.
All right. Again, this one might be a little bit easy to suss out if it's true or false. Giraffes.
Oh, wait, hold on. Are we keeping count? Are we
I'm
keeping
keeping
track
count.
of who's...
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm keeping track.
We're
Don't
actually
worry.
getting
Okay.
points. And the points do matter.
So no, they don't. They really don't.
They matter to me.
So fact number 2: giraffes are 30 times more likely to get struck by lightning than people.
False.
Taller, but the place that they live makes it feel like they wouldn't get, and there's less of them. Yeah, I'm gonna say false too, because like the place that they live, I feel like there's not enough thunderstorms.
You're both wrong. It is
Damn.
true.
I guess maybe because they're taller.
Damn.
It is just because they are taller. The place they live does get storms. It's just for shorter seasons. However, statistically,
That
giraffes
fucking
are
sucks.
giraffes are just more likely because they're like 12 feet tall or whatever the insane number is. They just get fucking doinked right in the brain.
They probably instinctively also go to trees to like hide and stuff, which is something that we know don't do because you don't want to be near any other tall shit. But they're like,
Right.
that's my food, that's a shelter from the rain.
Right.
So they probably instinctively go over there, not realizing that it's going to cause that issue.
Fact number 3: lizards always instinctually run west when they are scared.
Away
False.
from the sun, I guess. Maybe. I'm gonna say true. I think that's a weird fucking thing.
Lara's correct.
It doesn't make sense, but I thought it was just gonna be just like a weird fucking thing.
Nope, it's not real. I made that up.
Lara's got one on me now.
Number 4: moths are not actually attracted to light. They are attracted to darkness, and the darkest place is directly near a light source.
True.
You seemed really confident, so I'm just gonna go with true, I guess.
False.
Oh, fuck, that's where I point. I don't know why you said true. You said it with such confidence. I was like, maybe Lara
I'm testing.
knows
I was like,
something
maybe...
don't.
Because I'm like... I feel like now Meg's just going to say whatever I say to try and get the points. And here we are.
It was more
Lara.
about the confidence with which you said it. You pointed and everything. Like, you were like, true. You were just... And I was like, oh, Lara knows something I don't. Let's go.
All right, number 5. Garfield comics are banned in Nepal for inappropriate depictions of animal abuse, such as when Garfield kicks Odie.
True.
I'm going to say false.
Lara's correct.
Fuck. Where's Nepal?
I believe it's over in Asia. I apologize. I received an American geography
Yeah, we
education.
are 3 Americans.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure we all receive public education, so...
Hey, but didn't you guys go to college? So, like...
I went to trade school.
I went to community
I learned
college.
more
They accept
like swear
everybody.
words and slurs for my college education. Number 6. Deaf people have been known to use sign language if they talk in their sleep.
False.
You know what? So the same thing that triggers when someone's talking in their sleep is like that thing where they're not reaching the same level of sleep, and that can cause like restlessness and sleepwalking. So I'm gonna say true, like where they like will try and move their hands while they're sleeping.
Meg is correct.
All right. The gap shrinks.
The caption, you're creeping up on me.
You've still got what, 2 I think up on me because
1.
One.
You
One
both
now.
got a couple wrong.
Oh.
Lego bricks can withstand compression better than concrete.
True. Like a single Lego brick. I wasn't thinking like of them together, but
I'm also going to say true.
All right. It is true. An ordinary plastic Lego brick is able to support weight of 375,000 other bricks before it falls. The issue is making concrete in the form of Lego bricks is far too expensive and time consuming.
Makes
Oh,
sense.
but that'd be so cool to
You
have a
could Lego
building.
brick cinder block stuff.
Yeah. That'd be dope.
Oh my god, guys!
Some
I've got so much free time.
This is number 8. Number 8. Some species of animals have been known to exhibit similar traits associated with autism.
True. Antisocial. Yeah, you can.
That's true.
Yeah.
Not like no, I like it specifically means like there are some animals who got autism for sure. Like it's not just like it's not. Yeah, I wanted to just clarify because of how you said it. I was like, it's not just like similar traits. It's literally just like they're basically being able to look at like a group of animals, and be like that one's different.
Yeah.
Got touch of something.
Touch of the tears.
All right. Number 9. Yeah, we'll go with this one. Number 9. You have a 50% chance of sharing a birthday with a friend.
50%? Okay.
True.
Okay, I'm trying to reason this out because most friends are within the same 50%. No, I'm going to say false.
It is true.
Fuck.
I went to high school. She was 1 year old. I think 1 year older or younger, but we had the exact same birthday. Also, exact same initials.
The joke answer I was going to give is the same answer that I give to people when I'm playing RuneScape. And they're like, what's the drop rate on that item? I was like, guys, every item's drop rate is 50%. You either get it or you don't. But the actual answer is in any group of roughly 23 people, 2 people will share a birthday. According to math, multiply all 23 probabilities together, which gives you 0.493. So the probability of a shared birthday is 1 minus 0.493, which is 0.507 or a 50.7% chance. Somebody else did all that math because I was not about to.
I'm gonna have to look at that algorithm to understand because when you said it out loud, I couldn't see it I couldn't visualize what I was supposed to be mathing there. So I'll have to look it up at some point to make that math make sense to me.
All right. Number whatever we're up to, 10, I think. A moose can kill a man with one swipe from their tail. Doesn't even need the antlers.
From their tail? No.
False.
It's false. They don't have tails.
Yeah, I was just trying to imagine a moose, and
I was sitting here. I was like, we've seen like a lot of videos about moose, but how often have you guys been paying attention to that moose ass? You know,
I saw a couple this year.
I got some moose facts locked away in my brain. So,
the next fact: heads or tails is not actually 50-50. Depending on how much engraving or embossing has been done to the coin,
True.
It can change the ratio, making it up to a difference of 40-60.
True.
False.
What?
Damn.
There's no actual statistical evidence to support that the alterations of a coin's surface affect the probability to a degree of that extent.
Of that extent. To the degree of that extent. Okay,
yeah,
you want to know what? Because that makes sense to me. Because I'm like, that we know for a fact, like you can get a plastic coin, and if one side is heavier than the other, because I feel like, you know those Pokemon coins that you can flip, those little 2-sided things? I feel like those are a little bit weighted outside of. Have you ever noticed that? I flipped one a bunch, and I was like, I don't know if this isn't quite right. But with that being said, the statistic at the end, the numbers at the end, maybe are just not quite right, because I would say,
when I found
like
this, the
49%.
original actual statistic is it changes it to, I think it's 53-47.
Okay, yeah, so it was the percentage.
It's just not as extreme. There's a couple of the little super fun facts in here.
And I
like
answered before I even heard those numbers. You know what? That taught me a lesson. That taught me a lesson in patience and listening.
To wait until he's done.
Yes, yeah.
Game Show 101, Meg. You gotta wait for the question to be asked.
You're right.
Might miss a key
For the
word.
next one, margarine shares 27 ingredients with paint.
True.
False.
It's false.
How many ingredients does it share with paint?
I didn't
30?
look that shit up.
It's not 27, it's 30.
It's 28.
The other note that it had was that I think it said that it was one proton or some shit, like one molecule structure away from being something else. But I was like, that's too much. They'll definitely catch that's bullshit if I include that. But I was like, 27 ingredients with paint is almost believable.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in the American society, it's pretty believable.
Your brain burn. Oh, hang on. I have to hit enter on that. Your brain burns roughly 400 to 500 calories a day, just making sure that you breathe and your heart continues beating.
True.
Sorry, can you please repeat that? Because I definitely didn't hear you because I was trying to figure out what margarine was similar to.
Your brain burns 400 to 500 calories a day, just automatically processing, keeping you alive and like your blood flowing in your body.
400
to 500.
I want to. It definitely burns some calories, but is it 400 calories to just pump blood? Like if you're in a coma, you need a minimum of 400 calories to just have your body still work. I want to say it's less, but I'm going to say true. I want to say it's like.
Lara, what did you say it was?
I said true.
All right, you're both correct.
Okay. I thought it would be less.
Nope.
I don't know.
Trust, I know what's burning what calories right now.
You know what? That is valid. That is valid.
A bear that fought with Poland in World War II was promoted to the rank of lieutenant.
Now, when you say bear, do you mean the animal or the gay?
I mean the
An
very
animal.
large, furry creature with claws and sharp teeth.
I do know for
True.
a fact that a bear was promoted in the military, but was it to lieutenant? I don't know. So I'm going to say yes because I do know a bear was promoted in the military. And I don't think he'll catch us up on like, lieutenant, no, he was just a captain.
I don't know. I could see Collin doing that.
I think he could, but I'm going to say true just because I do know that it's
I'm
like
just an impartial game show host today.
Gotta get you like a little like a game show mic, you know. Get the HyperX Quadcast out of there. Not sponsored, but we could be. We all use it. Let's go, please.
All right, what are you thinking, Lara?
I said true.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I also said true. I just don't know if it's the
You
right
are both
way.
wrong because I did in fact trip you up. He was a corporal, not a lieutenant.
See, what the fuck did I say?
But see, that's the thing. You know what? I was thinking if I said false, I'd have to give what rank it is, and I don't know that. But that's not true. I could have just said false.
The singular form of the word macaroni is macaronis.
False.
True.
It is false. And I think it's just macaroni no matter what.
I also thought, but macaronis is so funny.
I know, like I saw,
I kind of was hoping it was real.
Because it was the same thing.
Eating macaronis.
Macaronis.
If you tell somebody you are eating a macaronis, I'm calling the police because you should definitely not be eating
macaroni.
one.
Guys, can I tell you something? I was talking with Nikki, and we were talking about the Christ the Redeemer statue, and there was flooding in Brazil, tragedy. There was a comment made that I was like, but they've got that big Jesus statue. Nikki was like, they need more Jesus, like you can't have too many, but like one per county maybe, or like one per state, or whatever it is. And Nikki literally was like, the Jesuses, the Jezi.
The Jezi.
The Jezi. And that was, and I'm like, that's an interesting one way to pluralize Jesus, the name Jesus, and an interesting way to pluralize it. I feel like the Jezi.
Sounds like a totally different god.
It really do. It really do sound just somebody else. Jezi.
All right, hit us with the next fact.
All right. One of the highest recorded durations is Somebody has been constipated for 45 days. I could not confirm if it was a world record, so I just sent one of the longest durations because it was like one of the big ones that popped up. If it's true.
Okay, because
I'm gonna
here's the
say
thing.
false.
Because constipation doesn't necessarily mean that you're having no bowel movements, right? Is that what it is? Or are you saying that someone didn't have a bowel movement for 45 days?
Unclear. I did not research it when I found the fact. I just read the
Because you
words.
could be
Somebody's been
constipated and poop a
constipated
little
for
bit.
45 days.
You could be constipated and poop just a little bit, and then something's moving, and then you don't need surgery. But 45 days... Wouldn't they do surgery? It's called an obstruction at that point. Like an intestinal obstruction. You could die.
It's called dead rats.
How do you eat?
At that fucking point.
I guess if you don't eat very
Can't-
much. Painful. It would hurt like a motherfucker to just keep filling that shit up, literally.
Anyways,
I said false.
I'm gonna say false too.
It was true. She was I believe, I don't have the official details from it, but I believe she was a 43-year-old Asian woman, and they did have to do surgery, and they were very alarmed at the weight of the obstruction that was removed.
I fucking bet it's 45 days of shit.
Yeah.
Think about what you shit out in a day and then multiply that by probably at least 30, because by day 30, what the fuck are you eating? Nothing.
I'm gonna
You can't.
collect my shit for 30 days and show you
don't.
guys
Maybe
what
don't
could
do
have
that.
possibly
Maybe don't do that.
been.
I, you know what? I've got an image in my mind. I don't need a real image in my mind. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I've got to, like, oh, wow. Can you imagine?
I've seen
BuzzFeed
Jurassic Park. I know
content,
what a big
subscribe,
pile of
like-
shit looks like.
Comment if you want to see what being constipated for 45 days would look like
That's
outside of the
horrible.
human body.
Listen, Laura, you can't participate in that because you're on a high protein fucking diet right now. I can't even imagine what you're shitting. That's probably not the same thing as this.
The poops aren't.
Um,
The poops actually aren't that bad. It's the farting.
the issue,
The
okay, so the
farting's the
issue
worst.
I've noticed with like protein changes
This is
in your
not an
diet.
ad for Laura's fart jars.
The issue I've noticed
It
in my
is.
experience with switching to like higher protein is exclusively if you do the Joe Rogan method where you just switch to eating meat, you will do nothing but shit for like 2 weeks, and then your body will adjust and you'll be perfectly fine again.
I have a very balanced diet. I'm
Yeah.
eating broccoli and blueberries
There you go.
every day.
If you switch to just meat and
That's
get your
what's
like
getting you
spike
farts.
in
Broccoli
protein,
is farty food.
It is. But mix that with I'm having 120 grams of whey protein every fucking day.
Bulking the fuck up.
that's crazy.
The farts, even if I wasn't having broccoli, the farts from that alone would be nasty. I'm having broccoli to make sure that I poop.
You're gonna achieve liftoff with one of these farts if you keep going.
Now, I got a question. You're saying that
Yeah.
the farts are nasty. I was saying that broccoli is going to make you fart more. Is that what you're saying, or are you just saying that they're rancid farts? Because
I'm just saying they're
it's-
rancid.
Okay, yeah. What I was saying was that the broccoli is going to make you fart more. You're going to have more rancid farts because it's going to make you fart more. It's a farty food, like cabbage,
Right.
beans, farty foods.
Love
All right.
beans, though.
The next fact. Mirrors facing each other will in fact not produce infinite reflections.
Like perfectly facing each other?
Yes, if you line them up to like the nearest micrometer, they will still, micrometer, they will still not be able to produce infinite reflections.
True.
Because they're just completely reflecting one to one.
Yep.
Yeah, so that would be that they don't, right?
Yep.
That's what you're saying, true or
Yep.
false, they don't. Yeah.
Perfectly lined up, they can't produce infinite reflections.
I'm going to say that.
It is, in fact, true because mirrors only absorb, I think it's between 96 and 98% of light. So eventually they would not have enough light reflecting back and forth and it would just become darkness.
I think this game show's really reflecting on pun
That
intended.
we don't know smart things, but we know how to suss out dumb shit.
I was gonna say Meg and I's how
Deductive
we approach
reasoning.
things.
Yeah.
Where I just hear it and I go, and go with it. And
Laura's
Meg's like,
just
well,
all
we gotta
vibes,
reason.
and Meg's like, I gotta think about it. And Laura's just like, horse
And
shit.
Laura's winning, so
Horse shit.
but Laura's winning, so I don't know by how much, but I think it's 2 or 3 at this point.
It is currently 1 point.
Oh. We just keep getting the same ones wrong, must be.
In emergency situations with limited capacity for escape, fish in the wild have been known to form queues in order to not clog exits.
False.
True.
That is true. The
And now
the fact
Now we're
was
tied.
followed up by the fact that and yet humans still needed years of failed and lost lives to know that you have to put the emergency exit going out.
Can I tell you something else that I absolutely love? There's this game that I play. I think it's really called Palia, but I always called it Palia because I'd never heard it pronounced until I was already calling it Palia for 3 months. Anyways, the game has this prize wheel that you can spin after you play with this one mini game, and people line up politely without any hesitation. Nobody cuts the line, nobody steals. It's the most organized, kind, efficient thing that I've ever seen, and nobody has to tell anybody to do this. Nobody's in the chat oh yeah, and we all line up. They just see the line and they get in line, and it's so nice. And I said, people don't do this in real life. Why are they doing it in a video game?
RuneScape has something similar during leagues
so
because every league has a task where you have to kill I think it's a lesser demon, or I think it's lesser demon, and there's one that you can encounter very early in the game locked in the wizard's tower behind a cage so it can't hit you back. And normally 9 times out of 10 there's a nice line that goes to the staircase that brings you up, and people will just pop up and there'll be one person attacking it, and then they'll kill it, they'll leave, task complete, and then the next person will move forward. Occasionally you'll get a shithead who just sprints in and starts trying to attack it, and then everybody makes it their mission to make sure that nobody gets the task completed for the next 30 minutes until the person whose turn it was in line gets the kill.
Yeah, that's nice.
But normally it works just fine.
Yeah, I love seeing that. I'm like, this is what society could be. Good people.
Yeah. So for the next fact, a horse actually produces more than 1 horsepower.
True.
False. I don't know.
It is true. A study in 1993 showed that at maximum power, a horse can produce 24 horsepower.
I've Googled it before.
Meg has taken the lead.
I think the average, though, is 12 horsepower.
Yeah.
They could do up to
the
20.
average normal just horse operating power is between 10 and 13. But at max power, they can get up to 24. Next fact. Comets smell like rotten eggs.
True. Sulfur. Boom.
I'm also going to say true.
It is true.
Stinky. Stinky, stinky. And not that I can smell. I actually like the smell of sulfur. I like that kind of rotten egg smell, to be honest.
You like hiccups. You like the smell of sulfur. Meg, I think you
I
might
don't have
not,
a sense of smell anymore.
I think you might not be a person. I think you might
The
not be.
smell of sulfur.
there.
You like that?
Do you know, at first, so we stepped out from the theater last night with some people, and they were like, oh my god, it's so nice out. It's the fresh air of the, but then we were walking by a dumpster, and then they're like, oh god, that really fucking reeks. And so I went on an emotional roller coaster of, oh my god, I miss being able to smell, oh my god, there's summer night air, the fresh air, I can't smell it, and then, oh, I don't smell nasty rancid dumpster. I win. It really is. It's a roulette wheel of, is it good or bad that Megan can't smell? Anyways.
Next fact. Ants do not have lungs.
True.
I feel like this is something that I should know.
It's not something you should know. I can promise you at least that much.
False.
It is true. They breathe through, I think it's 9 to 10 openings in their body.
We're locking into some of the random shit in my brain. I love that. I love that for me.
Oh yeah, this is a good one. Love that. Your brain is constantly eating itself.
Constantly, like, throughout our entire life?
Roughly every day, your brain eats a little bit of itself.
Like it deteriorates.
True.
Like
sure.
Sure.
like it's
Fuck it.
deteriorating.
True.
Like
What do I have to lose?
the cells are dying off, or like it's shrinking. What are like the mass is lessening? What are we?
The fact is, your brain is constantly eating itself.
If you tell me that this is true, you're full of shit because it cannot eat, because the definition of eat couldn't possibly pertain to a brain. But if it is that it loses mass,
Your brain is constantly eating itself.
I love game show host Collin.
Give me
Your
the definition
brain is constantly eating itself.
Colin's brain's eating itself right now. The more I talk, the more Colin's brain
the more you don't
Your
give an answer.
brain.
What did you say, Lara?
Mind your business.
Lara's getting competitive now that she's a point or two behind.
I'm 2 points, I think.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it's true because it is losing mass, and I think that they are just saying eating itself as an indication that it's losing mass.
On a cellular level, when your brain cells die, your healthy brain cells will engulf and destroy the dead brain cell.
Eat it.
So you're both correct. Oh, all right.
Is absorbing something eating it?
On a cellular
Like
level, that's how
digesting?
cells eat. Single-celled organisms, that is how they consume food.
Okay.
We're going to do a little throwback to hopefully a pretty easy one to suss out if it's true or false for you guys. Identical twins do not have the same fingerprints. I thought it was going to be an easy one, and I watched you both make the same face.
False. I don't know.
I'm gonna say you said it's that they do not have the same fingerprints.
Yeah, identical twins do not actually have the same fingerprints.
I'm gonna say also false, that I think that they do have the same fingerprints.
You're both wrong.
Damn it.
So the joke for the fact was you can't actually go around on a crime spree and just blame your identical twin, because there are enough, while usually minor in identical twins, there are enough variations in your fingerprint structure that they can identify one from the other.
You know, I guess that makes sense, because you might have the same like loop and whirl structure, but like the actual ridge like variation between them, I guess, is probably what is potential for varying, because even if you're an identical twin, like genetically, like your hair might not grow at the same rate as the other person. You might end up a little bit taller. Just because your DNA is the same doesn't mean that it's going to be exactly the same. Like, oh, you might be like half an inch taller because you had this diet and they had that diet. So like all those things can affect those things, and I guess that would change those kinds of things. So that actually
So, Lara,
makes sense.
I forgot that I had it written down. The ant question, the organ they use to breathe is called a spiracle. And they have 9 to 10 of them around their body.
Pretty sick.
Football teams, for the next fact, football teams wearing red uniforms play better than other teams on average.
True.
It is true. A review of football matches in the last 55 years showed that teams wearing red uniforms consistently played better in home matches than teams in any other color due to how the brain processes colors.
It also, if you're wearing red, raises your testosterone level. Fun fact.
As soon
Hell
as
yeah.
you said that, my brain, for whatever reason, immediately went roll tide. Like I knew anything about college football. But I'm just saying, like,
Let's
just
go
because they're
Alabama. Roll
red,
Tide, baby.
they're red. You know what I think it is? When I was selling insurance, they had this like group of people. He could sponsor us. We're too queer for him, I think. Well, I don't want to make any judgments just because he's
I'll cut that out
Southern.
for you.
Just because he's Southern, I don't want to make that a judgment. But I'm pretty sure they're all roll tide. They do like these marketing videos about like how to sell product better, specifically for Allstate, and they're all roll tide. They're very like country boy. But like I'm in a suit and I'm selling you something, but I'm a country boy, so you could trust me because I'm basically your neighbor, even though I'm hanging out on my Peloton right now.
This one is gonna probably, the wording, you're either just gonna say your gut reaction right away, or it's gonna take a little bit of internal debate. All the world's bacteria stacked on top of each other would stretch for 10 billion light years.
True.
I like how I keep staring at Laura, just like waiting for her to answer as if she can tell like what I'm actually looking at.
All the world's bacteria stacked on top of each other. Sure.
That is
true.
It is true.
Sure to be true.
Great job. Octopus do not technically have tentacles.
True.
False.
It is true. Tentacles are defined as limbs with suction at the end. Octopus have suction all the way up the arm. It is unclear if the squids were discovered first, but that is when scientists wrote that they have tentacles and defined the limb as suction on the end.
They're both cephalopods, though, right?
Yes.
Mount Everest is not the tallest mountain on Earth.
False.
True.
It is true. Mauna Kea and Mauna Loa in Hawaii, the twin volcanoes, are both taller than Mount Everest, but due to 4.2 kilometers of height being submerged underwater, they are not, by sea level, the tallest mountains. They are a staggering 10.2 kilometers compared to Everest being 8.8.
Okay, hold on.
Nope, we're moving on. Lara got it right. The explanation I gave you is the explanation you get, Meg. They're bigger mountains. They're just a little bit underwater. Everest doesn't like the water, apparently. You guys are tied again.
The semantics of it. Not the actual fact that I got the point wrong, but understanding what the fuck they're measuring.
That's why the game's fun, because you find real statistics that sound fake, and you make up fucking Christ. You make up fake statistics that sound real.
Hell yeah. Oh.
We're not harmonizing.
I guess not.
I can't match pitch. I don't have that in my ears.
It's alright, we can do, I'm sure the three of us could do the Halo theme pretty well.
Yeah. Watermelons naturally contain some alcohol content, unlike other fruits that require fermenting before becoming alcoholic.
False.
False.
It is false. I made that shit up.
I wish, though. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be lit.
Get a little drunk.
Yeah.
Anal beads were invented by the Dutch royal family.
I say true. Dutch are freaky little motherfuckers. They could be little freaks.
I'm gonna say false just because I feel like they were before.
It was invented by the Chinese.
So probably before.
Yeah.
So probably before.
Back in the dynasty days.
China been inventing shit for ages. You know what? I should have
Dude,
known.
what else are you gonna do when all you do is sit around in your house and smoke fucking opium?
I think it was probably pre-big opium days in China, because that
You're gonna look at your
imperialism.
wife or one of your buddies, and you're gonna be like, I have
I
the
almost just
funniest
started Googling
idea.
when were anal beads invented, and I don't want
The only reason I was
That's
like,
happened.
well, they had to be before some Dutch royal family is because, like, dildos and strap-ons are, like, ancient technology, quote unquote.
ancient technology. Mesopotamia dildos.
Pretty much. All right, next fact, please.
Eating roughly one bar of chocolate a day as a kid can help you grow taller as you progress into adulthood.
I'm gonna say true.
I'm also gonna say true. I don't think it's milk chocolate though. I would think like dark chocolate.
It's false. It's not. There's no scientific basis
A
to support
day.
that.
You know what it is? A day. That's too much chocolate.
Yeah, in fact, if you actually ate a bar of chocolate a day, you would quickly gain a lot of
Diabetes.
weight and become probably sick eventually.
I was thinking it was gonna be like super bitter like dark chocolate, because I do know that it does shit with like hormones and.
That's what I was thinking too. It's like, oh well, it's probably got to be dark chocolate. Not that any kid really is gonna be like, give me that 80% cocoa, but like you know.
But that's what I was thinking.
Some gyms are still hosting dabbing classes after finding that the once popular internet emote does effectively burn several calories.
I'm gonna say true.
I'm gonna say false.
That is false. Dabbing is not. It doesn't really do anything for you.
just-
You're just shaking. You're just kind of like shaking if you do it.
Yeah, calisthenics. Please put that clip of you doing that.
Well, the thumbnail's just gonna be me dabbing for sure.
Trying to like go through and figure out which ones I've already done because I have not been marking them.
Oh man.
So maybe you guys will get a free couple points, but unless somebody quickly points out that I already did that one. Next fact: your nails grow faster in hot summers.
False.
I'm also gonna say balls.
It's true because the increased blood flow to your fingertips enhances. I think it's what is it? Keratin.
Yeah.
So I was gonna
Keratin
say,
production.
I didn't understand how heat would affect keratin, but I guess the blood flow.
Yep.
That makes sense.
The largest piece of fossilized dinosaur poo ever discovered is over 30 centimeters long and 2 liters in volume.
True. It's gotta
False.
be. We have fossilized human shit that's huge.
That is a true fact.
There's a fossilized human shit, and it's like a record breaking shit
Yeah.
thing that looked awful. It looked so painful. The guy's fucked up. He probably died after shitting that out. Tore him the fuck up. Got infected.
Yeah.
He died.
I imagine his butt crack went up his spine.
My God, it had
Literally torn in two. Just
fucking. I mean, the thing was like fucking.
It's like when you
from the
use
pictures,
those
it looked
hydraulic things to split firewood, except in reverse. It comes out of him and starts splitting him.
yeah.
I could see. I mean, I don't want to see it. I was about to say I could see that, but I don't.
He couldn't stand or sit down for weeks, I'm sure.
Next fact: bananas are radioactive.
True.
I also think this is true. I feel
It
like I
is
remember
true.
hearing this before. Yeah.
I meant to put it earlier in the episode because it's a fairly like it's one of those weird ones where like everybody's heard it or at least knows of it.
I'm sorry. Just for the audience, the Lloydsbane coprolite, which is human feces fossilized, is 2 inches wide and 8 inches long. 2 inches wide. Tell me that's not fucking ruining your life.
In Australia, Koala bears are sometimes called drop bears since they'll drop down from trees and like attack people to try and kill them.
True.
I don't think they attack people to try and kill them. I don't think that part is true. They do drop out of trees because they're dumb as fuck. They've got literally helmets in their brain, but I don't think it's because they try and kill them. I think they're just dumb. They do have, I think that they're called drop bears, but I don't think that's why they're called drop bears. So I'm going to say false.
It is false. This myth is based on folklore of a carnivorous koala subspecies.
They do have internal helmets because they're dumb as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
They got them schmoo-dash brains. And
No
chlamydia.
wrinkles.
You guys are now tied again.
On the final stretch, too.
I think I've got 2 left. So you guys could keep it tied, or you can misidentify my bullshit and somebody can come out the winner. I've got 3 left. So
My money's on Meg.
we'll start with this one. The word sinus was used in Latin to describe how a snake moves forward.
True.
I don't know if Meg's camera. Okay, I don't know if Meg's
Oh
camera.
yeah, I thought she was frozen.
Sorry, I'm just really
Statue.
thinking because it's so close
because
right now.
she wants
I
to
would
win.
really
She wants to
love-
win so fucking bad. Meg's answers are about to take 3 business days.
No,
Sorry, fill up the time.
I'm gonna do something shittier than taking 3 business days. I'm just going to say what Lara said and say true.
This is false.
Yeah, I thought it was false. Fuck. That could pull me ahead, but I wanted to play it safe because I didn't know.
This one.
I also didn't know, but I'm not competitive at something I don't think I can win. If it's something that I don't care about or don't think I can win, I don't care and I'm not competitive at all. But if I know I'm fucking good at
if
it...
people enjoy this format, I will happily just go through and just make more game shows for you guys to play.
I enjoy this format.
I like the game show format.
Oh, yeah.
The songs on Adele's first album were inspired by a cheeseburger she dropped on the street after not eating all day.
True.
I'm trying to think of Adele's first album.
I had to go look it up, but you're not allowed to do that here.
But I'm trying to think, because I'm like, what's the first Adele song that I remember? And it's
I could
literally
probably sing it
Rolling
for
in
you,
the
but I'm not going
Deep.
to.
It's Rolling in the Deep is the first song that comes to mind. I'm like, would you be pissed off enough after dropping your cheeseburger to drop a banger like Rolling in the Deep?
I mean, if I hadn't eaten all day and I dropped my cheeseburger, I could write any sort of music.
Right? I don't want to lose. You said true, right, Laura? Oh, fuck.
I don't know.
Meg, for those of you not watching this video, Meg is stressed.
She has a hat on and she's still fucking sweating.
I literally just wipe my brow like.
I feel like we're at the point in Who Wants to Be a Millionaire where it's like, is that your final answer?
It's $1
Yeah.
million
And Meg's
in my
just
life.
fucking rocking back and forth.
You know what? Actually, I'm not gonna. I already locked in my answer.
I'm gonna say false.
Lara, what'd you say?
True.
It was false.
Thank God.
I made that
That-
shit
that-
up
that was
because
worth it.
I went from
It was
my
worth it.
personal experience, which is if I didn't eat all day and I dropped my cheese, I'd be able to write all sorts of love songs and songs about betrayal.
Oh, for sure.
All right, final
Like I said,
question.
rolling in the deep after dropping a thing, like you'd be so angry. You're like, I'm gonna. There's a fire, right? Starting in my heart, reaching a fever pitch, pull me
All right,
out the dark.
final fact.
Feed her.
Listening to music at too low of a volume is just as damaging as listening at too high of a volume.
True.
I don't think that your ears are like your eyes, so I'm gonna say false. Cause seeing something and straining your eyes is bad, but I don't think that straining your hearing is necessarily a thing. Because I think that hearing damage comes from actual physical concussion to the eardrum. So I'm gonna say false.
It's false. For the last 3 questions, I brought you nothing but lies.
Okay.
And
Which is crazy because I was like, I'm just going to say
is-
true because I got a 50-50 shot.
Right. Meg is our first Katana Fish game show winner.
This means
Hell
a
yeah.
lot to me, guys. I really needed to win. I lost my job yesterday. As of recording this, I
Great, now
lost
she's
my
gonna
job
start
yesterday.
playing this fucking card, everybody.
No, I
Could be like, I can't believe you're doing this to me. I lost my job. I got laid off.
Guys, it's my birthday.
And I'm laid off.
if I'm still laid off on my birthday,
Oh, it's over.
it's Jover. It's all Jover.
It's
And we will
Jover.
not be Barack.
That's insane.
We will not be Barack.
So congrats to Meg. Lara, if you could Photoshop just like a little trophy being handed to Meg. Meg, don't flip the camera off. We're giving you a trophy. You
Okay, well,
fucking
now
bitch.
revote.
Now you're getting a bronze trophy. No gold for you. There's no silver or gold trophies to be handed out, but you're getting the bronze trophy now.
I barely won, and it was thanks to deductive reasoning. I really don't deserve gold anyways.
Great, I'll fucking take it. I win. No, I don't care. That's fine.
I
You got it, you
cared a
deserve
lot
the
while
win.
answering the questions, and I was expecting to feel like a I won kind of thing, and I didn't get that hit of dopamine. And
I wonder if you didn't get that hit of dopamine because I was just like,
Lara's just
Whatever.
like, who fucking cares?
No, because I want
like
you
there was
to
no
be
competition
happy.
really.
Next
No,
one,
'cause I
I'll
also
start.
want
Next one, I'll do trivia about Ruby, and I'll get fucking Lara locked in. I'll have that experience where like the game show
Sprinkles some of
host
our, like,
goes, "This is the
hyperfixation
answer,"
shit
and
in
Lara
there.
will be like, "No, it's not," and I'll be like, "Lara."
Actually,
You're wrong!
I'll be like,
we
Lara,
could do-
I checked all 3 Ruby wikis, and this is the one consensus they all had.
No, but like, and they're wrong.
we could do like an actually, and you could just like say something that's like mildly incorrect.
See, I
about
can't
our
do
fandom.
actually because I can't say information that I know is incorrect like that. Because with this, it's shit that I made up. With it, actually, you have to say mostly true information and just switch like 1 or 2 details. And I can't do that like in the. I'd have to like study the questions for like 2 days.
For the game show, I actually brought, just in case, because I was like, because I remember at first I was like, oh, well, in case.
Were you gonna do it buzzer style?
No, I brought my own facts. And I was like, oh, well, or statistics or whatever. And I actually did it in a very actually way. Oh my god, I'm getting a cramp in my thigh. Ow.
Just off. I was almost expecting to hear like a thud first, and then ow.
Ow. But I brought my own facts, my own statistics.
Oh,
And they are very actually, because it's I just would change a couple things.
Yeah,
But-
if somebody else wants to, we have to like name it something different because like as kind and supportive of small creators as Dropout and everybody is, I don't think they would let us just take their entire game show.
No, they would not.
Meg, you're muted. You touched your mute. You touched your mic to unmute yourself, and you did the opposite.
yeah. Well, that's the thing is I touched it to mute myself because I had opened up a video because it had a question in it that I wanted to ask at the end of the episode. And then
But what we could do
I
is we
start
could make
talking after
our
we
game
done
show
with it.
more offensive and call it Dork Spotted.
instead of doing actually, you're just like, you're fucking wrong,
Yeah.
and here's why.
Yeah, instead of having to say actually, you just have to call the game show host an idiot or some other thing like that, and then if you get it right, somebody has or will play like a soundbite, and it'll be like somebody just says Dork Spotted.
So it's just being degraded.
Yeah, it's just it's like actually, but you remove all the politeness and kindness.
Oh, what if that's the name? Degraded. What if it's degraded?
That'll do it. All right, what are we keeping it this week?
Oh, no question.
Oh wait, no, I forgot about
I was
the
like,
question.
yeah, I could do my actually thing super quick. I feel like I don't know. I feel like I could get you guys with at least one of them.
Probably.
I only have 3.
I'm not
Just
unless it's something that I'm interested in. I don't know shit about anything.
Laura's planning on cutting all of like my like speaking parts so that this is gonna drop by like 10 minutes. So she's like, let's get some more content.
I mean, realistically,
This is
like you
just a little
talking
bit
is what
more.
we needed because we're almost at an hour now.
In 10 years, you would shed around 80 pounds of skin flakes and or cells.
80 pounds.
I'm gonna say it's only 50 pounds. Fuck you.
Yeah, I don't. 10 years. I think it's less than 80 pounds, so false.
Well, I need a...
Yeah, you have to say
Maybe
what
I
you
need a
think the wrong
number.
thing is now, because we're playing actually instead.
Actually, it's 30 pounds.
You're both wrong. It's only 15 pounds.
Fuck. Damn.
Enough to fill a standard pillowcase. So you could, like, sleep on yourself.
Yuck.
And that's according to texasanm.edu.
Now, I'm gonna call bullshit. I got a lot more skin than you motherfuckers. I probably lost 30 pounds. I got twice as much skin as you motherfuckers. Easy.
That's not true.
So,
Meg, I'm probably the same weight as you.
I don't think so.
What are you, 270 pounds?
Brother, I am 430 pounds right now.
Okay,
I went back
shit.
up.
My bad.
Back up!
Didn't realize your game was like that. Nobody does it better than you, Chief.
Yeah, I went from 460 down to 380, and now I'm back up to
I don't know why I
430.
thought like you just
It's
fucking
very
ripped
upsetting.
your weight in half. Damn.
Yeah.
I just assume
Well,
everybody's
because I was
smaller
doing
than me.
good for a while there. I
And then-
lost like 80 pounds. But you'll notice when I stop talking about me losing weight, guess what? Back on fucking bullshit. But
I mean, well,
I'm stressed and depressed.
I was just going to say, you're going through a super
I was gonna
stressful
say,
time.
like, then a lot
so-
of super fun and quirky things started happening.
That and my thyroid's been fucked up, which is
Have
its
you
own
considered
issue.
just like
That also helped.
cutting
like,
that bad boy out of there?
That might be worse.
That is.
Don't ever take medical advice from me, guys. Anybody listening, don't ever do anything that I suggest. It will result in death, probably.
Yeah. By
I'm
the
pretty
way,
sure your thyroid's like just a hair away from like your fucking jugular.
By the way, I don't know if I informed you guys, I do have an autoimmune condition where my immune system, whenever it gets fucky, like when I get sick, it will just attack my thyroid. So then I will have a bunch of problems every time I get sick. You get like, oh, I caught the flu. Oh, that sucks. Guess what? You also are incapable of being conscious because you have no energy. You'll gain weight and feel horrible and lousy and fatigued, and your hair will start to fall out and get brittle, and your skin will get kind of.
I got good news for you, Meg. There's a quick solution to your hair falling out and getting brittle.
Shave it all off.
Cut all of it off, because then you give people be like, "Can I touch your head?" And you're like, "Sure."
Yep.
And then you have an easy Halloween costume every year, and that's King Neptune from SpongeBob with a paper bag over his head.
Eggman.
Bold. Oh, Eggman, yeah.
I just gotta get like a big fucking giant fake mustache.
Yeah, and like a red trench coat, and you're set.
All right,
then there's a
wanna
couple
do one
League
more?
characters who are bald. I'm trying to think of like all the easy characters you could cosplay or like do.
Lex
costumes.
Luthor.
Lex Luthor. I just gotta get a suit, and I gotta just walk around with a briefcase that has one glowing green crystal in it and talk about how much I hate Superman.
This one, we'll do one more. Actually, and then we'll hop into what we're keeping it.
Sam Reich, please do not come for us. We've said the name of your show like 30 times. I'm so sorry. We're not going to actually rip it off when we make our own game show. I promise.
Yeah, and I'll pay for Dropout every month if that makes it better.
I already pay for it. I pay for Dropout. I've been a fan for I think 2 years now. 3 years maybe.
I just crammed watching all of Veep, and oh my god, that show is so fucking funny. They're so talented over there.
Dirty Laundry and Actually are two of my like top like game show things that they do. Those are two of my favorites. But I mostly got Dropout so I could watch Dimension 20 stuff.
So far, I've watched all of Veep. I'm on to Game Changers. I haven't watched any of the Dimension 20 stuff.
Game Changer is also fire. I love Game Changer. I watch it with one of my managers all the time.
It's so good.
I don't pay for Dropout. I barely watch the TikToks that come across my thing for them.
The only thing
much
Lara
respect to you
watches
guys.
is girls
Don't care.
throwing back that ass and workout videos.
Yeah, I mean, I always say I was like, I
red to
can't get off
filth.
Twitter. I can't get off Twitter because all I go on social media for is bitches fighting and shaking ass, and that's all I want to see. And Twitter's the best place for that.
Honestly, yeah. All right, let's get this question, and then Meg said that she had a question for the pod.
Yes. So
we don't have to end on that. We'll do it another time.
Fake fact: taking a shower or bath is the second most popular bedtime ritual behind scrolling on your phone.
True or false? Or what's the actual second?
Behind what?
Oh.
Fucking jorking your peenar or flicking the bean.
Okay, so behind masturbating.
Yeah.
Bedtime routine stuff. Is it?
I'm saying that as a bedtime routine as a single person. Can I do masturbation or just fucking? If you have the added benefit of a person with you.
Yeah, but people don't be fucking very much. Some people be fucking, but some people, like the average for like a couple and stuff, I feel like is kind of low.
Especially in younger ages.
Yeah, which is crazy.
They don't be fucking.
People don't be fucking, which is crazy. I say as someone who do not be fucking. It's crazy. People don't be fucking these days. I'm gonna say brushing your teeth.
Taking a shower or bath is the second most popular bedtime ritual, behind watching TV.
Beans.
I mean, think about it. What do most people fall asleep to?
Yeah. YouTube videos. I forget that technically counts as watching TV.
And that is according to sleepfoundation.org.
There you go.
All right. Do you want to do a question, or do you want to just hop right into what we're keeping it? Save your question for next time?
Yeah.
Keep it full of shit. Lie and gaslight your friends.
I was going to say literally the opposite.
Funny.
Keep it on facts.
It's super fun to gaslight your friends.
So keep it
true or
full
false.
Of shit.
Keep it on facts or keep it full of shit?
Or true or false. Keep it full of shit or keep it factual. Keep it on facts. On God, for real, for real.
Keep it a bean.
Full bean. I love that we
keep it a buck and a bean.
We didn't say that until Rainbow said that, and now you guys just don't stop, and I love it.
It's so funny.
I've said keep it a buck before.
Yeah, the beans.
But keep it a bean is just so much funnier. Rainbow's